I'm Mimi Baines and these are my top 3 off-track moments from the 2022 Formula 1 season. Now, the first one of these, I think it's going to come as a shock to anyone. It has to be Daniel Ricciardo entering the Texas Grand Prix on Horsey McHorse. For those of you who have not seen this, how have you not seen this? It was literally everywhere and it's just incredible. Daniel Ricciardo bought a horse to the Austin Grand Prix. He just rode in on the horse, fully embracing that Texas vibe. And as a horsey girl, I was 100% here for it. Like, yes, let's involve horses with motorsport. That would be hilarious. And he really started it out, you know, had a little guy, his guitar, had his hat on, had his little straw thing. He was fully going for it, and considering that potentially that was his last season as a Formula 1 driver, I'm so glad that he just fully embraced it and didn't shy away or anything towards the end of the season. He was here, he was leaving his stamp on the Texas Grand Prix, and he 100% did. It was absolutely just amazing. My second favourite moment off track from this season has got to be the George Russell is the type of guy trend. Now, again, for those of you who haven't seen this is basically a trend that's sort of like all over Twitter, TikTok and Instagram, and people were basically saying like George Russell is the type of guy who, like, I don't know, says after you opens the door for you. That's a very bad example, but I'll try and find some better ones. But it was basically a big trend. It's like George Russell is the type of guy who would wear sunglasses. I don't know. It was very random, but I have to say it kept me very entertained for several hours during the weeks when we didn't have any races. George reacting to them himself was just great because he embraced it as well. He didn't try and shy away from it. He was like, yeah, do you know what? I am that type of guy, which we love to see. My final favourite off-track moment, it's not really a moment, it's more of just kind of a series of events, was everything that happened around Seb retiring from Formula 1. He had the massive track run on the Saturday night where he invited everyone to come out and run around the Abu Dhabi track with him. We also had all of the amazing tributes that we saw on the Sky Sport coverage and F1 TV, and also when he was doing donuts right at the end of the race with obviously your race winners, Max and Leclerc. And it was just so nice to see how happy he was, you know, and he seems happy in himself, and he seems really confident that this is the final time we're going to see him racing in Formula 1. Whether he'll come back in a different capacity, we don't know. But I just absolutely loved sort of how everyone came together, despite who you support, which team you support, Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, doesn't matter. Everyone is a Sebastian Vettel fan and you cannot deny it. And it was just so lovely to see everyone's reactions to him over the weekend. Obviously there were so many interviews that he did, and even Lando Norris saying he wouldn't be who he was without Seb, and they took them all the drivers out for dinner, which never happens. And it was great to hear that it was Lewis actually who organised that for Seb. And drivers, they don't get together. I mean, as much as you might like to think it, they don't all get together and go for dinner very often. So the fact that Seb managed to do that and they all managed to say like a last goodbye to him, it was just absolutely amazing. I do have a couple honourable mentions, and this is actually Ted Kravitz on the Ted's Notebook. Ted's Notebook has been my favourite thing this season. I absolutely love Ted. He is just so funny and just amazing. And one moment that I will not get out of my head is at the Miami Grand Prix when him and his cameraman Pete had to run down the gigantic escalators. Like, they were huge. And he and this cameraman were just running downstairs the wrong way. So the escalators were going up and they were having to run down. And I mean, round of applause to the cameraman, because how he managed to go down those escalators without falling over or dropping that camera absolutely baffles me. But that is just a moment that I don't think I will ever forget. And I saw it on the highlights and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that, that was great. But that is definitely my honourable mention for my top 3 moments from the off-track season this year. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what were your favourite off-track moments from the 2022 season. Drop them in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.